If you're going to watch only one video in 2025 to change your life, let it be this one. Honestly, I understand every year you set amazing goals for yourself, but at the end of the year, you were actually not able to follow through with those and you'd end up not achieving anything. I used to be there, but I finally, after years of practice, I finally found a method which actually works. This method actually allowed me to study in top 6 business schools around the world, helped me land a dream job in consulting, and also I found an amazing apartment in the center of Paris just following this method, and I'm going to share it with you today. So it is going to be divided into 3 sections. The first section is going to cover current self-assessment. So we will assess where do you stand right now. The second section will focus on desired self-creation. So where do you want to be? We are going to focus on 5 key spheres. So we will focus on spiritual, mental, physical, financial, and social. So what is your desired or dream self in these 5 key areas? What does the money you earn look like? What does your relationships look like? What does your relationship with God look like? What does your body look like? And what is your state of mental health? And the third and the final section will actually focus on how do you have this transformation and how do you bridge the gap between your current self and between your future self. I'm going to walk you through it step by step. So by the end of this video, not only will you have a plan to go from your current self to your desired self, you will also ensure by the tips and tricks that I share with you, you will ensure that you actually end up achieving and you actually end up being at your desired state. So stay with me until the end of this video. For this video, please download my free breakthrough blueprint, which I have added in the description, which will help you follow the steps that I am going to outline in the videos. By the way, if you're new to the channel, I'm Umama and I make videos on self-help and self-growth every single week. My dream is to inspire and help girls create their dream life and create success in both worlds. So I really hope you subscribe and like my video. If you notice in the breakthrough blueprint, there are 5 key areas of transformation that we will focus on. So we will focus on spiritual, mental, physical, financial, and social, which you can find at the corner of the breakthrough blueprint. These are the 5 key areas of transformation, and we will apply it in each step of the way so that you can actually create the life you deserve. So the first step for actually achieving that breakthrough that you were looking for in 2025 is current self-assessment. It is super important to understand where do you stand currently so that you can bridge the gap between where do you want to be. So if you notice the first section and the first block, it focuses on what are the things that you are currently doing well. So this can be a self-reflection exercise, or you can ask your best friend or your family or the people who are very close to you and who know you well. You're not that self-aware. Feel free to ask for help from anyone else and really think about what are the things that I do amazingly well. Is it attention to detail? Am I very creative? Do I really care for my body? Is it my spiritual connection with God which really stands out? So the purpose of this exercise is actually understanding what are the things that you are currently doing, which you should keep doing, and you don't forget them as you look out and branch out for the stars. The second subsection in this is understanding what are the things where you are lacking or not doing well, or which frustrate you. So in spiritual growth, what are the things that you are thinking, oh my God, I'm not doing that well? Are you praying well, or are you not praying well? So this is to really get real with yourself and understand, okay, what are the things or what are the areas in these 5 key pillars of my life that I can actually improve? Maybe you're not doing well financially, you only have one revenue stream. Maybe you are not eating healthy, or maybe you're not going to the gym regularly. So really identifying what are the things that you are not doing well. I will show you how I have filled the first section of this video. For me, in the first section, for current self-assessment, I wrote that I am always talking to God, I listen to audiobooks, I always do yoga, I am very friendly, and I have a huge circle. So these are the things which I am doing well, which I should double down on. The second section is things I don't do well, so I need to improve my prayers. I forget to read on Kindle. I forget to eat healthy. I think I have a very negative mindset around earning money, which I need to change. And I have low quality of friendships, so a huge volume and huge quantity, but no like real strong, I wouldn't say no, but very few real or strong friendships. So actually I want to cut out this area in my life. So this is an example of how you can do this for yourself. You can also create your tagline for 2025 on the top of your blueprint. And for me, it is everything works out in my favor. God has my back. And this really like reassures me that whatever I have planned, God has my back and He will help me execute. So it really gives me energy. So make sure you choose a tagline which gives you energy. Second step is creating your desired self. So you need to have a very clear vision on what do you want out of your 2025. When you have a very clear destination, the how becomes so much easier because you have a very clear idea of who do you want to be. Feel free to name her. Honestly, I love calling her Umama Pro Max. That is my higher version. I think of her as a princess, like very amazing, very elite, very high value woman. And it's kind of funny to call her Umama Pro Max, but I really like that name for myself. I mean, feel free to name your higher self any other thing. Maybe you want to name her Katniss the Girl on Fire. So feel free to name your higher self anything that you want. Here again, the main prompt is what are the things that would make little you proud, and that will be your true north, and this will guide you to who do you want to be. So what does your outer look like? What does your inner look like? What does your relationship with God look like when you are your higher self? How many books do you read? How many times do you go to the gym? What does your money making habits look like? So you can be as detailed as possible with this, and you can create that dream vision. The clearer it is in your head where you want to be, the clearer and more easier it will be for you to achieve. I'll show you what I did for this desired self creation. So if you look in my sample, my desired self really loves connecting to Allah. She prays 5 times a day and she reads Quran. For my mental, I read 1 book a week, so that is my higher self. She exercises every day, eats super healthy, drinks matcha, does a lot of yoga. And for financial, she's financially free, she loves traveling. I have this in my mind that she does luxury travel because this is what I love. And then she has multiple streams of income and has amazing passive income streams. And in my social, I just want healthy, balanced relationships. And this is what my higher self has. Now, honestly, this is pretty amazing. It looks very descriptive, but I think a picture is worth 1,000 words. And when you finally have that picture in your mind, it becomes so much easier. So I'm going to walk you through on my laptop on how do you create that image for yourself, which is your higher self. So I'll walk you through. For this, you will need Canva, and I will walk you through how do you create that dream self. So to create your desired self, go to Canva. And once you are in Canva, you go to Magic Media. In Magic Media, you type a prompt. It is very, very important that you use a very clear and correct description because it is going to refine and reform the image. So if you notice, I brought in the prompts from what I wrote earlier. So I want to be a business girl. I want to focus on family. I want to pray. I want to do yoga. I also added other traits like my higher self also loves horse riding. I also added I want to be traveling, I want to have a huge library, and my higher self also drinks matcha. So these are the prompts that I used and I played around with to create these images from AI. So here when you go, I add in the description. So I write cartoon-like princess with black hair because it resonates more with me. And then I said with twinkle in her eyes, riding a horse, make her cute with a kind face. Like this is what I want to be. And then you do generate again, and then you let AI do its magic. So now you see there are different images and you can choose from one of these. Honestly, if you look at it, I had to go through a lot of trial and error to come up with images that I really want. So I felt like this image, so I really just played around with a lot of images. So if you see, I tried like different styles. I wanted it to show my brown roots. So I tried this, but it seemed more of a bride to me. So I moved on to more. I added and played around with more styles. I wanted to like really see how do I envision myself. And then I created a lot of these images that you can see right now. I finally ended up coming with this desired self. So this, if you look at it, it's the first is just an image of a princess who is just doing amazing and slaying. The second is a businesswoman. The third is just an elite healthy girl drinking matcha. The fourth is just a girl busy in library. So I really want to focus on just reading a lot of books. And then at the heart of everything is just my strong connection with God. And that is why I kept it in the center. Having healthy and balanced relationships, traveling. I absolutely love Japan. I've been there twice, but I want to go again and again and again. So that is why I added that. I love horse riding, so there is a horse, and then I do yoga. Once I have this desired self image, I brought it in my breakthrough blueprint so that I have a very clear image of where do I want to be. I look at her every single day. Feel free to import this image and incorporate it into your prayer board. And next week, I'm going to make a prayer board and I'm going to show you how do you make it step by step. So make sure you tune in. And yeah, I think having a very clear understanding of where do you want to be will help you achieve what do you want in your life. This really helps you visualize the future that you want for yourself. Now that you understand where do you stand currently and where do you want to be, let's now focus on step 3, which is bridging the gap between your current and desired self and actually achieving that transformation. Here, the number one important thing that you need to do is you need to understand why are you doing this. Really dig deep into your why. Like, why is it so important for me? Is it my value? Like, why is it so important? It is also very important here to incorporate the cost of not doing this thing. Like, what is the huge cost? If you don't do this, then what? I'm going to share with you what I wrote in my Start With Why. So this is really my driver and it is my innermost reason for existence, which is when I die, I want to be at peace with the way I lived. I want to have no regrets when I stand in front of God and I want to tell him that I gave this life my all. So this is my bigger vision. This is what helps me wake up in the morning. This is what stops me from sleeping at night. So this is my grand vision and make sure it is very, very meaningful for you. So the second thing here is to actually start learning about these 5 key spheres. So how do you get better financially? How do you look better? How do you eat better? How do you have better mental health? How do you improve your relationship with God? And these things are not going to happen unless you actually decide to invest your time into this. So make sure you learn a lot. Actually, I've compiled a huge library which is going to help you glow up in these 5 key spheres. So make sure you check out the link in the description, and I have given you a lot of options which helped me slay in these 5 key areas. So make sure you check it out and you download or order those books because they're going to help you uplift yourself in these 5 key areas. It's also important to choose a medium of learning. Is it going to be a physical book? Is it going to be an audiobook? Is it going to be Kindle? So if you look at my goals, it says books, Kindle, audiobooks. I'm going to use a mix of 3. Maybe you are better at learning from YouTube, so or Udemy or Coursera. So you can choose the medium that you really prefer for learning. The third thing is, okay, there are these 5 key areas, but there is no way that you are actually going to give 100% in all of these 5 areas. So it is really important to choose one key focus. What is it that you really want a dramatic change in? If you focus on all 5 areas, you will have very small incremental change because your energy and your time and your efforts are going to be divided into 5 different ways. So you need to focus on just one key thing, and you will see a massive improvement in this one thing. And then the other, you can just maybe do it next year, but really focus for a dramatic change in one thing. So for me, I really want to focus on my financial this year. This year is about financial freedom. This year is about building multiple streams of income. This year is about building my YouTube. So this is my focus. So make sure you specify your one key focus. The next step is selecting your word for 2025. This will be your guiding light. Like in 2025, what is the one word? What is the one thing you are going to work on? Is it focus? Is it consistency? Is it creativity? For me, I have realized over the years I am amazing at planning, but I want to get like hell good at execution, at action. So my one word for 2025 is execution. And this is what I remind myself every single day. I need to execute, execute, execute. I need to do. It's not talk, it's not plan, it's not strategize, it's doing the thing and then getting better. So what is that one word which is going to be your guiding light in 2025? Area where you choose to focus, this is where 80% of your energy is going to go. The other 20% is going to go in other affairs, and it will make you a well-rounded, balanced individual. But really choosing just that one key area which you are going to slay in 2025. Okay, we have talked about grand vision and schemes and becoming our amazing desired self, but honestly, those dreams, those vision of becoming a billionaire or becoming the richest person on earth or traveling to all 192 countries is not going to happen unless you break it down into daily micro habits. So for this step, I'm going to recommend my habit app, which is completely amazing to stay on track with your goals. So really break down these goals, the vision that you have for yourself that we wrote up until now in the breakthrough blueprint, and really transform it into the habit app. So here, make sure your biggest 80% focus is on the focus that you chose in the previous step, and your 20% or very small habits, daily habits, are going to focus on the other spheres of your life. So 80%, 20%, that is the rule. Here it is also important to understand that there are some key habits which are enablers. So these are not directly linked to any of these 5 key areas of transformation, but they really enable transformation in these aspects. One of them is waking up early. I've realized that when I wake up early, I have better energy physically. I'm very mentally sharp. I feel more focused. I'm more motivated to do everything. So waking up early is an enabler which helps you uplift and transform in every single key area of your life. So let me show you how I have set up my habit app to be at the top of my game. So if you look at my 5 daily micro habits, the first focus is waking up at 6 a.m. and journaling. So this is an enabler that I was talking about, which helps me slay all 5 key areas of my life. The second, for spiritual, it is to study Quran and read Quran for 10 minutes and to do my 5 prayers, but actually improving the quality of my prayers. My key area is YouTube and financial success. So as you can see, 80% of my time is going there because I've added 3 Pomodoros. So this means that I'm going to allocate at least 1.5 hours to this activity every single day. The other one, for my physical, it is to move 30 minutes every single day. It can be Pilates, it can be yoga, it can be going to the gym, or even just going for a walk. So just some movement for 30 minutes. And then finally, it is 20 pages for a book. So it can be any book. I'm going to keep changing the topics, and I'm going to focus on different books on different key areas. But 20 pages, this is what I have to do. Honestly, I am not the best, as you can see, at this, but I try my best. And even if you are achieving 80% results, it's amazing because 80% over time is going to increase your chances and skyrocket your success. So this is really it. Make sure you download the Breakthrough Blueprint. It is available in 2 formats, and you do it for yourself. It is literally like absolutely free. but the price that you are going to pay if you are not that self that you aspire to be is going to be so massive. So make sure you do this and you really start to follow up. And I promise you, you are going to start seeing those changes little by little in your life. If you like this video, you are going to love my next video, which is on how do you create your dream life and manifest it by creating a prayer board. So make sure you check it out, and I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao!